Become an advanced meditator, teaching love through the heart chakra, aka becoming a master teacher. That's what we're going to talk about. So, the blue ray, the fifth energy center, can be a struggle for most of us. It's been my biggest challenge. I've been working very hard on my throat, trying many different things to clear my throat, release many different type of energy, and still today it's a daily process. Because it's not enough to only clear those energy, we need to also take action, right? Making those videos help me. Thank you for this. So, to have a healthy throat, we have no choice to have our three lower chakra expanded because it's really like the life force is coming from the bottom, and slowly, more that we are conscious of the three lower chakra, we build the foundation for our heart. We have enough energy in the heart to be of service to others, right? Otherwise, we're just in survival mode, trying to fix ourselves, trying to figure out life in our own bubble of self doubt, service to self. And slowly, as the three lower chakras are healthy, expanded, right, we embody uh, security, safety, communion with Mother Earth. We embody passion, our sexual energy, creativity, and we embody taking action, believing in our own identity, will, willpower to achieve our goals, our purpose. And then slowly, like when we kind of like know our game plan in this physical reality, there's enough energy that move into the heart. And then in the heart, we need to start breaking the heart layer, all those harsh emotions, betrayal, heartache, love unreceived, effort unreceived, despair, vulnerability, abandonment, right? And then slowly we start opening this channel that is the communication to the soul, the higher self, to God, and we start being communication with the non-physical, right? Through light language, energy passing through the heart. And at that point, we need to start communicating all those insights, communicating our communication with the soul, communicating our love. And it's a practice, right? It become a habit, and it's only through failing. And we need to learn how to build our boundaries, express our needs, and do this in a conscious way where we don't hurt others, right? We do it with gentleness, with clarity, okay? And then slowly this start like clearing itself as we practice all those communication patterns. At the same time, we need to evaluate and transmute these negative emotions. The first one I see all the time in my soul audit is humiliation. Humiliation is the main emotion affecting the throat, and it's the fear of humiliation, right? And we're having the fear of humiliation because we don't really know ourselves. We are almost creating this reality where I'm going to express myself and then something negative is going to come back. Or I'm going to do something and then I'm going to be pointed at. I'm going to be the center of attention in a bad situation, right? Insecurities, it's a unstable solar plexus that is manifested into the throat, and we don't know how to express, right, our feelings, our boundaries, our energies. Defensiveness, right, we feel that we we need to protect ourselves, argue, counter, attack what someone says. We don't realize that everything coming from outside is from other people is just a projection of their own reality, and we're always responding, right, to whatever the world is saying around. Fear of rejection, very similar also. fear of rejection highly affecting the solar plexus, and then it's having a domino effect on the throat. Nervousness is really like a lack of practice in communication. Right? That's it. So we need to start digging into the art of communication, reading books about it, practicing, right? Speaking in front of a camera more and more, just posting no matter what on social media, through videos, creating courses, all those things help, right? Ultimately, we need to understand that I speak my truth by being love, because verbal communication is not the only form of communication. The way I embody my energy, my posture, my body language, my way of living life, right? The way I'm walking, I'm running, the way I'm doing my things. Everything is speaking what I am, speaking my energy, speaking my either my trauma or my light side, my transmuted energies. So ultimately, we need to start being more and more in the heart, more and more present, being, and therefore just through this, subconsciously others will understand, right? Our language. And to give you an example is, let's say I do a romantic relationship check-in with my spouse, and the conversation is becoming a bit fiery, right? Where it's about to go to a level where we're slightly triggering each other. Well, how do I embody myself in this moment, right? Am I having my thoughts spinning faster and then trying to figure out, or I come back in the heart and take some nice slow breath, and then I just observe, right? I observe what's going on here. Oh, I start feeling some tightness in my liver. Oh, I feel some fire that wants to go out. I express myself. Right now, I feel there's some fire in my liver. I feel I'm about to go towards anger, right? So I'm expressing my energy. And as I'm expressing my energy, I give room, right? I hold space for those energy, and slowly they are being seen, and they don't need to explode, right? Another good trick to express ourselves is to always start by expressing in my head story, in my own story, in my reality, what I'm seeing now, what I think it's happening now, what I'm feeling now, right? Just to make sure that I'm not pointing at fingers, just to make sure that I'm not speaking from the absolute, right? Just to make sure that I'm speaking from what I understand right now, and I'm expressing it, knowing that maybe later on I'm gonna understand the situation differently. Because when we do like check-in, for example, it's always like one party is express, and then the other one is listening, and then the other one after that is expressing, and the one listening, and slowly we are trying to close the gap on the misunderstanding. So it's not one against the other, it's more like together we work as a team to find a solution, that there's something in the middle here, like a misunderstanding, a problem, a conflict, right? And as we express our own stories with gentleness, with clarity, just expressing our energies, and then we leave space for the others to do the same, slowly we close the gap. And that's the way of the master teacher, right? It's really the art of expressing our energies by feeling what's going on inside our body. By always thinking that we are, yes, one, in the spectrum of the hall, but right now we live in a physical reality, and we need to express boundaries, because Most people nowadays, they don't know that they can take our energy by just acting a different way or by just being. So it is important, right, to always express how I'm feeling right now. Right now, I feel that I've been giving too much energy. I need a break, right? I express it slowly. So the way of the throat is linked also to the scale of soul from Michael Newton, Journey of Soul, his famous book. And the evolution of the soul is also linked to the evolution of the chakras. So uh, it doesn't talk about it specifically, but I realize that it's linked to each density. Each density is related to a chakra. So first density is the red, second the orange, the third is the yellow of the solar plexus, the fourth is the heart. So we were living in the third density and now transitioning to the fourth since 2012. So as I was scanning the soul color of my clients, I realized that most of them were yellows, young soul, which makes sense because they come here on earth to finalize the understanding, the embodiment of the solar plexus, which is confidence, self-awareness, right? Taking action towards a purpose. And then slowly building up towards the heart, which is the fourth density, which is love and understanding. That's where Mother Earth is moving towards to, right? And I've been seeing a little bit of green soul. From my understanding, they are wanderers coming from the fourth density that are ready for the new earth, right? They are coming to raise the frequency, but most of the star seed, they're blue souls, meaning that they are coming to teach the law of what, right? Coming to express wisdom from higher realm. But first, they need to do their inner work, right? Expand their energy field, understand the depth of who they are, understand the depth of what is this whole video game about, and accept, right? Accept everything, accept all. And slowly, as they ascend towards this journey here on earth, they can slowly remember and express, right? Express to the truth. So this is my process here on earth, and I know it's the process of a lot of you, as we are light workers, indigo souls. My soul has been confirmed in many different readings and also through my own meditation that it's mainly blue with a bit of purple and a cross layer of silver. The cross layer of silver is to protect from threats of dark beings that are constantly trying to attack the star seeds, the wanderers, because they know that they are the main helper here on Earth, right? And they don't want Earth to transition into the fourth density positive. But at this time, it has been already voted by the Council of Nine in Saturn, and Mother Earth is going to transition into the fourth density positive, but we're in the transition now. So the dark side is trying to grasp the last thing that they can. So there's going to be more and more chaos happening on Earth in the upcoming years, as this chaos is going to help also emerge more light. As we saw in the pandemic, all those programming and control eventually help people to go back within, start meditating more. There's been a surge of explosion of membership on the website Gaia.com. It's the best example, and people really starting to process emotion, speaking their emotion, and starting to meditate, right? So as you can see here from my understanding, most soul coming out hurt here, they're yellow, maybe 80% plus, very little green, maybe 10%, and a little 5% here. And then the new ones, like coming straight from source or white, I never saw any white because I think they are not interested into the inner work. They're like more than I need to clarify something. I said 80% of the soul on earth are yellow. It's not true. 80% of in my readings, right? So people that are interested into the inner work coming towards me, right? But on Earth, 80% of the soul on Earth are actually infant souls. They're coming straight from source, and they're not really interested into the inner work. So to connect this with the different densities, explaining the law of one, contact of Ra, as I said, first density linked to the different elements is linked to the root. So fire, water, air, earth. Second density that is linked to movement, growth. It's linked to the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom. The third density, where we are now, self awareness. It's about the human being. Densities are different in dimension. Right now, we're on the third dimension and third density, finishing the third density and starting the fourth density, which is going to be about the heart chakra, right? Love and understanding. Jesus was coming from the end of the fourth density, which lasts in average 30 million years. And then as he was transitioning to the fifth density, decided to come back as a wanderer, right? Come help planet Earth. And the wanderers, they do this because apparently uh, it it is an opportunity to ascend directly, to become an ascended master and move all the way up and finish the octave. But it is a super risky move, and that's why we say that we are warriors, because we need to come and then play by the rules, right? So we need to forget, and only 8% of wanderers remember that they are wanderers. For most of our life on Earth, we've just been on the karmic cycle, coming back and coming back and coming back, and not really knowing that we are wanderers. Now we remember because it's the last harvest towards the transition of the fourth density. And the fifth density, where I think most wonders are coming from, it's linked to the throat, the masculine energy of light and wisdom, and it's like the Buddha consciousness. And then we come here to integrate the merging of the feminine and masculine to then be able to really jump into the sixth density. So most of us, after this life, we're either gonna go back into the fifth density, or if we're ready, we're gonna go directly into the sixth. Or if you're ascending and become an ascendant master, you are just finishing the octave, and then after that, we really know what's happening. And an octave, this is like a small octave that's happening in our solar system, right? All the beings in our solar system are waiting for us to finish this octave. Ra is a being from Venus that finished the cycle for 1 billion years on Venus, right? And then now they're back on in the sun as light being, and they're helping the other being in our solar system that we finish this octave. Then the sun is gonna merge back with all the planets, all the beings, and then explode into a supernova, creating a black hole, creating another octave. And then there's this bigger octave that is created from the 12, right? So the 12 density, which is also linked to the 12 chakra. And at the 13 is like the first. The 13 is the bigger octave. And this is in the galaxy, right? So the smaller octave create like universe inside of the universe through the solar system. And then the bigger octave create universe inside of the universe through the galaxies, and eventually the same cycle, the at the end of the ultimate octave, the galaxy just merge into each other, and then there's a black hole there, and then they explode. So all this is very, very complex. We just need to understand that the whole universe function in the chromatic scale of music, and then through the ascension of colors, right? So yes, I've been speaking a lot. I'm gonna stop it here. Thank you so much.